They're getting a little loose with it now.
Okay, everyone, we're about to go on the record. Everyone remain in the camera. 36th District Court is now in session with the Honorable Raeigen Evans presiding. While court's in session, there's no reading, walking around, talking, sleeping, smoking, driving. When your name is called, please unmute your device if muted and give your full and undivided attention to the court. Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, Mr. Petway. I think we lost Mr. Zaranick for a moment, but Mr. Barrow, good morning, sir. Are you ready on any matters?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, I am.
Okay, who are you ready on?
We can call Miss Dennis first, Miss Ariel Dennis.
This is the people versus everyone. When I call your case, let the attorney say their name first, and then you say yours. This is the people versus Ariel Dennis, ticket number SP 1023661, count 1. Failed to display a valid operator's license on a person. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Good morning. Please say your name for the record.
Hi, my name is Ariel Dennis.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Ali Barrel, PA 5907, appearing on behalf of Ms. Dennis. Ms. Dennis, please now state your name for the record.
Hi, my name is Ariel Dennis.
Thank you. Your Honor, there is an offer made by the prosecution to which Ms. Dennis indicated she'd like to avail herself to that offer. It should be dismissing count 2 of no insurance misdemeanor, pleading guilty to count 1, which would be amended to a failure to display, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, Ms. Dennis. Swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Put your hand down. You've had an opportunity to speak to your attorney, Mr. Barrow, in private about your case and your rights.
Yes,
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value in exchange for your guilty plea today?
no,
You're pleading of your own free will.
yes,
You're pleading guilty because you're actually guilty.
yes,
You understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving your right to trial.
yes,
And knowing that you're waiving your right to trial, you still should continue with your guilty plea. I didn't hear your answer.
yes,
I'm gonna direct your attention to the date of September 6, 2019 at 5:29 p.m. On that date and time, were you at or near Outer Drive in Linden in the city of Detroit?
Yeah.
Were you driving a 2012 Chevrolet vehicle?
yes,
Did you fail to display a valid operator's license that was not on your person?
yes,
You're satisfied, Mr. Barrow?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Court officer satisfied with the factual basis will accept the admission. You stipulate the proper cause as to count 2 to be dismissed without prejudice.
Stipulated, Your Honor.
It's dismissed without prejudice. We'll proceed to sentencing. Ms. Dennis, there's a $200 fine. Can you have that fine paid by March 14th?
yes, ma'am.
Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good luck. You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mrs. Zaranick, are you ready on Rue?
Ready, Your Honor.
This is the people versus, one moment. Chris Rue, ticket number SP 1403792, count 1, 16 to 20 miles per hour over posted speed. Good morning. Please say your names for the record, starting with the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. Tamika Horn appearing on behalf of the people, P70303.
I'm Zaranick for Mr. Rue, Your Honor, P39346. Mr. Rue, can you state your name, sir?
Chris Rue.
And
Judge,
Officer-
this matter
I'm sorry,
is
Mr.
actually,
Officer Corporal
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Corporal, can you state your name, please?
Good morning, Corporal Brian Ambrose, badge 4151, Detroit Police Department.
Go ahead.
thank you. Judge, this matter is actually up for consideration for an appeal today. We would ask the court to grant Mr. Rue's request to consider an appeal in this matter off of a plea of responsible to a 16 to 20 miles per hour over the speed limit, which was entered and paid for about a month ago. He was under the understanding, Judge, that this matter could be taken to the Secretary of State, and he could take a driver improvement course there and have the Secretary of State actually reduce these points off of his record. When he checked with the Secretary of State after his plea, they indicated to him, since this matter involves so many points, that this is not a matter that can be considered for their driver improvement course post conviction. So he filed an appeal. We're asking that that be granted. And my discussion with the city attorney, Judge, was that if he takes kind of the driver improvement course that's listed on the Secretary of State website that some of the defendants are referred to, and brings back that certificate at a future date, that they would consider him for a limited access 6 to 10 speeding, which would reduce his points down to 1. So we're
That's
hoping
correct, Your Honor.
that he has that, court grants him that opportunity, Judge.
Any response to this, Horn?
Well, the response I have is there was a misunderstanding about how he could reduce those points post conviction. So the people don't have any objection to Mr. Rue's request for relief.
Okay, so the court will grant his motion and will allow him to withdraw his plea to the civil infraction. It looks like there is another offer, and I know that has been conveyed to you, Mr. Zaranick.
Correct, Judge. So if Mr. Rue takes the online driver improvement course on the Secretary of State website, brings back that certificate at a future date, then the city would consider reducing this matter down to a limited access 6 to 10 over. Is that what you would like to do, Mr. Rue?
Yes.
So I'll give him a month. So we'll come back on March 24th at 8:35. And that should give him enough time to complete the driver improvement course and then whatever he needs to do next.
Thank you, Your Honor. So Mr. Rue, just go on the website, take that class, print out your certificate, and have it with you when you return for your next court date.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Give me one moment, please.
Mr. Rowe and Officer Ambrose, I do believe you all are finished.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Corporal.
You're welcome. Everybody have a good day.
You too.
You too, Frank.
Two. Thank you.
You're gonna be mad at me. I'm gonna screen for it now.
Yay!
Oh, no,
I get to see y'all all day.
I hate that street, but it's a lot of extra work.
Oh, okay. I'm an alternate. So I'll put that on. It's like once every 3 months.
It's yep, it's yeah,
Yeah.
It's
once every 3 months, you got it.
it's once a month on.
Mr. Zaranick, Miss Rosales has an attorney, just came in, Leslie Acock.
Okay, thank you.
All right, this is, did you give me that?
I'm just finishing it up, yeah.
Oh, okay, you still got it. Okay, we're still working on that one. All right, this is the people versus Otis Rucker, ticket number P1375086. Count 1, drove while license not valid or improper license. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. And I think that is it. Good morning, please say your names for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Alejandro, PA 5907, appearing on behalf of Mr. Rucker. Mr. Rucker, please state your name for the record.
How you doing? My name is Otis Rucker.
Thank you, sir.
There's, you know what, Mr. Barrow, there's one more case that was in warrant status I did not call. ticket number P1288227, count one, driver's license expired. All right.
Ms. Horn, I'm sorry. Are you aware of that? And if so, does that?
She is. The offer
Okay.
does include. The offer
Okay.
does include.
Great, thank you. Your Honor, there is an offer made by the prosecution to which Mr. Rucker has, would like to avail himself to that offer of dismissing count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. I'm assuming dismissing the ticket in reference that the
God.
court made, and amending count 1 to a failure to display.
Okay, raise your right hand, Mr. Rucker. Can I see? Hold on. Mr. Rucker. First of all, unmute yourself.
Mr. Rucker, the court is talking to you, sir. Unmute your device.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Court is
did you even say your name?
How you doing, ma'am? Morning. My name is Otis Rucker. I had a phone call. Okay.
All right, I got it. Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
You put your hand down. You've had an opportunity to speak to your attorney, Mr. Barrow, in private about your case and your rights.
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No, ma'am.
You're pleading of your own free will.
Yes, ma'am.
You're pleading guilty because you're actually guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving your right to trial.
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing that you're waiving your right to trial, you still wish to continue with your guilty plea?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to direct your attention to August 23rd, 2022 at 11:08 p.m. On that date and time, were you at or near Finkel in Wyoming in the city of Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you driving a 2008 Chrysler vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you driving while your license was improper or invalid?
Yes, ma'am.
You're satisfied, Mr. Barrow?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Of course, also satisfied the factual basis will amend count 1 to fail to display. You stipulate the proper cause as to the remaining tickets to be dismissed without prejudice.
Stipulated, Your Honor.
All right. And I didn't mention in count 3, but there is a civil infraction of defective brake lights, and I think that's being dismissed as well. We will proceed to sentencing. There's going to be a $200 fine. Mr. Rucker, can you have the fine of $200 paid by March 14th?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
You are all set, sir. Good luck to you.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
All right.
Thank you. All right, this is the people versus Jonathan Reese. Ticket number SP 1381959, count 1, failed to display a valid operator's license on a person. Good morning, please say your names for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Bob Zaranek for Mr. Reese. Please state your name, sir.
Jonathan Reese.
All right, there is a
Judge,
recommendation.
there's an offer in this matter to plead to a failure to display. He wants to avail himself of that offer.
Actually, Mr. Zaranek, the recommendation is to dismiss this. Do you stipulate the proper cause?
We do, Judge. We'll take that offer.
I thought you would. This matter is dismissed without prejudice. You're all set, Mr. Reese. The only thing is, sir, you have a number of civil infractions. They're already in default, so you need to just make sure you get those paid, okay?
Okay.
They won't close out.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Can somebody go check on Kiara Ruffin, because she keeps asking for help.
Oh,
But anyway, all right, this
Yeah.
is the people versus Daryl Reed, ticket number P1374986, count 1, no insurance misdemeanor, count 2, improper plate. Good morning, please say your names for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Ali Barrow on behalf of Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed, unmute your device and state your name for the record, sir. You have to unmute your device, sir. Hit the microphone button, please. Thank
Darrell Reed.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor, the prosecution to which Mr. Reed would like to avail himself to, and that would be dismissing count 1 of no insurance misdemeanor and pleading guilty to improper place.
Raise your right hand, Mr. Reed. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You put your hand down. You've had an opportunity to speak to your attorney, Mr. Barrow, in private about your case and your rights.
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or promised you anything of value in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No.
You're pleading of your own free will?
Yes, ma'am.
You're pleading guilty because you're actually guilty?
Yes.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving your right to trial?
Yes.
And knowing that you're waiving your right to trial, you still wish to continue with your guilty plea?
Yes.
I'm going to direct your attention to the date of August 25th, 2022 at 9:01 p.m. On that date and time, were you at or near Joy Road and Penrod in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you driving a 2002 Ford vehicle?
Yes.
Did you have a proper plate on that vehicle?
No.
Were your
Reed.
plates improper?
Huh?
Were your plates improper?
Yes.
Okay, you're satisfied, Mr. Barrow?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, the court's also satisfied the factual basis. We'll accept the admission to count 2. You stipulate the proper cause for count 1 to be dismissed without prejudice.
Stipulated, Your Honor.
Dismissed without prejudice will proceed to sentencing. Mr. Reed, there's a $200 fine. Can you have that fine paid by March 14th?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions, sir?
Mr. Reed,
Do
if
you
there's
have any
nothing,
questions?
No.
You are all set, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, we're ready on PR Ruffin.
Ready, Your Honor.
This is the people versus Kiara Ruffin, ticket number. I think it's PA 59295, count 2, supply false information and or ID to police officer. Good morning, please say your name for the record.
Tom Zaranik for Ms. Ruffin. Please state your name, ma'am.
Yeah, Patrice Ruffin.
Judge, I believe this is a 3-month delayed sentence offer, but a dismissal upon payment.
Well, no, she was supposed to complete 35 hours of community service. And it was due today. I know as of January 18th, she had not completed the community service.
Yeah, I think she had a mix up with the community service people, Judge, so she'd like the opportunity just to pay a fine and she can pay it as soon as possible.
Give me one moment. Okay. Okay, so the final, why does she have to do 35 hours of community service? Okay, normally I just do a $200 fine, so when can you have the fine paid?
Before this month is over.
Okay, so I'll give you 2 weeks. Have it paid by February 24th.
$200?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
We're all set.
thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
I could leave.
Yes.
Okay. Shoot.
Is Ms. Horn around, available?
She's not. What,
Okay.
she needs, I have an offer though for Ms. Rosales. Is that what she wants?
Ms. Acott for, yes, Ms. Rosales, yes.
Okay, then fine. Hold on.
Ms. Acott?
Your Honor. For Mr. Christopher Rudolph, he appeared before the court last month. Looks like he had, looks like he had a no insurance misdemeanor in a unregistered motor vehicle. He
Who are
was
you
supposed
referring
to, Mr. Christopher Rudolph, page 2. So he was here before for an unregistered and no insurance. It looks like he was supposed to pay the no insurance and dismissal of the unregistered. But it looks like there's some type of error that issued a show cause.
We're pulling the file out.
Please. And Ms. Horn, I'm just a couple individuals that are missing some offers. Whenever you have an opportunity, please.
She, so I don't have that he has even appeared for this.
Right. So this is what he'd indicated to me, and I did some further investigation. When he appeared in January, at least this is what he told me, or maybe he was under the impression of, he appeared for the no insurance misdemeanor and the unregistered motor vehicle. And one was it was a plea in return for a dismissal. That's incorrect.
So there is another ticket, but it was it was a civil infraction.
Was that the no proof of insurance?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I think he was under the assumption that on that day, plea to that and dismissal of this. So.
Yeah, so he didn't plead. That one's a default. It was a default judgment generated on September 16th.
Okay, all right, so he's wrong about that. All right, perfect. Let me go talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Barrow, yeah, some of them changed because they had more tickets in the file that probably are in warrant status.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah.